Hello. So today is Monday the 16th. I just got back from my very first psychiatrist appointment. Went well. So just some things that I found out that I can update you from my previous videos. So I talked about the drugs that they put me on in the hospital the first time. So I was on the lithium, the Abilify, and the clonazepam. I talked about my clonazepam withdrawal, which after talking with my psychiatrist, he kind of thinks that it might not be so much withdrawal as it is just coming up from the low. So when I was in the hospital the second time, it was because I was having a low. So with bipolar disorder, there's the highs, extreme highs being mania, and extreme lows being depression. So what they were trying to do in Thunder Bay when I was hospitalized the first time was get me here. But what usually happens when you're coming down from such a high is you don't land so nicely, you kind of plummet, and that's what I did. But it's okay because that's what got me to the hospital, and that's what got me my psychiatrist, which is extremely helpful, and that's what you need. Oh, that's what I needed anyways, was a good psychiatrist. So we talked about my medications that they put me on, and I was on 40 milligrams of Abilify, which he told me was too high. They started me out at 20 milligrams, which even then was too high. He's showed me the Abilify website where it says for bipolar patients, for adults to start off at 10 milligrams and not to exceed 30 milligrams. So I'm unsure, and he's unsure why they had me on such a high dose, but I'm off it now and I'm feeling better, which is good. For the clonazepam, so like I said, I had told him that I was on 0.5 because then I had a memory. My memory is coming back. So when I went to emerge the second time, the nurse asked me what medications I was on, and I had all my medication except for the clonazepam. And so I told her I was on 1 milligram, and she was like, no, you wouldn't be on one. It wouldn't be 1 milligram. It would be 0.5. So I was like, okay, it's 0.5. So we wrote down on my sheet 0.5, and when the doctor asked me again, I was like 0.5. Wasn't 0.5. I got home and looked at the bottle, and it was ones, and so that's kind of what scared me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going through withdrawal because I have headaches, I feel nauseous, I have stomach pain, all these things. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a freaking seizure, because people on bipolar Reddit, which if you're like me and you're a worrier, it's not the place for you. I thought it would be, just because I wanted to speak with people that had the same disorder, but it's a spectrum disorder, so not everyone's the same, and a lot of the people there were trying to treat it, I felt anyways, like it's the same for everyone. And so I got really freaked out because I had people telling me oh my gosh, going from 3 milligrams to 0 isn't good at all, you're gonna have a seizure. And since I was having the withdrawal symptoms, I got really scared. But my doctor, so he said it's probably not so much withdrawal as it is just me coming now. I was here and then all the way down, so now it's just me kind of leveling out. But he did prescribe me 2.5 milligrams of clonazepam to take at night because I'm not sleeping very well, because I just can't shut my brain off. at nighttime. And like I have headaches, so I can't really like listen to music like I had been, because like that has been something that's been helping me sleep. Reach back. Melatonin. Oh yeah, it's a webcam, so it's gonna come up backwards. This shit is a lifesaver. If it doesn't work for you, then that's okay, but saved my life when it comes to sleeping. I take 20 milligrams. I like Googled like, can you overdose on melatonin? And my psychiatrist said melatonin is fine. Even though it does like do things with your brain, like it's your brain chemicals and whatever. I don't really know. But I Googled it and I was like, oh no, I'm messing with my brain chemicals. Bad. But like, no, it's fine. At least that's what my doctor said to me. So if you are having trouble sleeping, try melatonin first before you go to like prescriptions, because like prescription drugs are helpful, but it sucks being on a fuck ton of them. I know. So yeah, he prescribed me 2.5 milligrams to take at night to kind of just like ease my mind and help me sleep, and eventually I'll probably not need it at all. But if I do, that's fine. 2.5 milligrams is not that much. But to go from like 3 to 0, like I said, isn't. And he acknowledged also that it's not the best thing to do, which is why we decided to put me on the 2.5s. Not even 0.5. Like, I didn't even want to be on 0.5. If it wasn't for the sleep thing, I would continue with the cold turkey, but even my melatonin wasn't helping me. Like, I'm still sleeping enough. Like, I'm not losing sleep per se, but like I'm laying awake until like 2 a.m., which sucks. Whereas I was falling asleep I was taking melatonin at 10:30 and falling asleep at 11 and waking up at 8:39, which is really good. So it kind of disturbed my sleep a little bit, but other than like the headaches and like stomach pain, I'm a little irritable, which could be a withdrawal symptom. It could just be me finding my way to level. I don't know, but acknowledging these things is like, to me, the most important thing, because if you notice, then like you can deal with them. So like, I'm trying not to be a huge biatch, but like it's hard sometimes because I have a 13-year-old sister and she stresses me out just because she's a little diva and I can't talk because I was probably worse at 13. But 13-year-olds, they're a freaking handful. So it's like, I'm just like, oh my god, okay, don't fight with your sister. Like, what are you doing? Not worth. But this video is a little boring. I just wanted to do an update. So yeah. Oh yeah, and then we talked about the light therapy, which he's like works. What he told me is that it usually starts working after 10 days. So for anyone that was like thinking about maybe wanting to get light therapy as well, he said to me to like keep the box, keep the receipt, keep everything, because if after 10 days it hasn't done anything, then it's just not going to work for me, and to return it. But I have high hopes because I do think that a lot of my depression right now is kind of just seasonal, just due to the fact that like it is cold and like it is not so sunny outside. It's kind of like gloomy and gross, and I'm not getting as much sun and exposure as I would like, or as I would be in the summertime. So yeah, just some things to think about. doing better, and I will update y'all as the updates happen, because I'm just living my life now and trying to get back to feeling like myself, and every day I feel more and more like myself again, which is pretty awesome. So, alright.